So here I'm building up front. Yeah, so I'm trying to block the front, and that's what I did so far. And I'm waiting for and I was like, what do I do? There's probably a gap here. So this was really tough because we're playing against Terrans, and so there's a gap here that Marines can go through. So this is really dangerous, by the way. Yeah, my friend is over here. He's doing the scattered method that he likes so that they attract more attention. So this is my front so far. Uh, so far it's 3-3 Marines, and then I'm already building my academy. So I'm gonna slow down here, and then I have 4 each now. So I'm like waiting for my engineering bay, just in case I want to build a. Even though we're against Terran, I want to secure my spot here. So this was I was trying to make a decision, and I decided to go for this. Even though I think that if I just move and swap this for another supply depot, it would have been fine, but the timing would have been bad anyway because they just arrived and attacked. So here you know, I have my 2 SCVs ready and even a third one ready to repair. And then they decided to change targets to my barracks, and I was like, well, should I repair this one or the barracks first? And then I have to like keep switching over, and then I'm fine because I think I have the range already at this point. So I'm repairing both. And this is not easy, by the way. If you I should have swapped to using supply depots here instead. But I just couldn't make it because I have a big incoming right here from both sides, even though the left side's a lot weaker. But this is where I got into a lot of trouble because I didn't have enough SCVs. I should have sent like at least 2 more SCVs here while I was waiting because I could have held this realistically. And I'm lucky to have minerals here because they're starting to overwhelm me. But for some reason, they didn't target any of my SCVs. So if they had targeted my SCVs here, I would have lost even quicker. So I actually survived because I have minerals and I have 3 SCVs that just maintain the whole way. Yeah, I got very lucky in that they didn't target any of my SCVs. Because even one SCV falling, I would have been gone. So I actually managed to stabilize. And then my friend is still building the upfront scattered method. And now I'm trying to rebuild. And I was like, well, I should change to the supply depot method that I was talking about, you know? So I decided to do it. And then I finally brought more SCVs, which was, I mean, in the end, I think that if I had brought SCVs late, I would have lost more SCVs because that would have pulled the attention that I'm bringing SCVs. My SCVs were stationary at the spot, so they felt like it wasn't a threat. And so I decided to uh, use supply depots here instead, which is what I mentioned earlier. I was going to change, but then they sent attacks both times that I wanted to switch over. And here I already got siege tanks ready to go. I was just too busy. I was just too busy talking about my defense, and I actually made it. So now I'm back to reasonable shape here. Yeah, so I'm back to reasonable shape. So nothing much over here. Um, I'm just, I've enough sitting around. The only issue is if they have siege tanks, then I will be in trouble because my siege tanks are really, really far away, and they could max range me and kill my front very easily. And with this, but when you play 2v6, going up front like this, I mean, you gotta be brave, right? So I did it. You know, I mean, the safer way would be to tunnel here, but then this even this spot here is really wide, so it wouldn't have made any sense because then I would need more than two bunkers also. So anyhow, like I'm spending all my minerals. I'm like so down on minerals because I've been, you know, putting like, 3, 4 SCVs in the front, which is what you have to do anyway when you do a blockade. Yeah, and so I basically stabilize until they send siege tanks like right here. So like if they have siege tanks here, I'll be in trouble. So as long as they don't siege up like from max range, I'll be fine. Yeah, so I have a huge mineral issue. I should have been working on my minerals, but I've been, spending, on siege tanks instead of, working on more SCVs. I should be building SCVs here. See, I finally got to it because I decided that my front is now okay. Yeah. What I mean, what my friend could do technically is put those Dark Templars like in between the pylons, I guess. But I think he's trying to position um so that if they just run past, they get killed. So here comes the siege tanks that I was talking about. Yeah, yeah, see, I could only hit this far. Here comes the siege tanks. They they have such a traffic jam that they decided not to attack. And my friend has so many minerals, but then he's getting raided by siege tanks. And because they scanned, he lost all the Dark Templars that he had in the front. So basically, if this force decided to change their mind and attack him, he's dead. So finally, they decided to, you know, get really close, and that's a mistake. Yeah, them coming really close here is a mistake. See, there's like medics can have gaps. Yeah. Yeah, so he's getting into trouble with more and more siege tanks, and yeah, and they keep scanning on him. So him getting scanned like that, he has so many minerals, he can't even spend them all. Yeah, so I've stabilized basically, um, but I I'm working on, you know, preparing air, but he's getting raided by more siege tanks now because I think they gave up after they failed, after computers failed like miserably with this spot of attack. They're going for him now, and since I don't have anything that can help him until the next, you know, more than I should have had at least 2 battle cruisers by now, but I don't, and that's probably not even enough. I built one Valkyrie start to defend, but he's getting raided by siege tanks. He lost all his front basically, and then they're sending in a next. At this point, they are smart. They started sieging, so I lost one bunker. While I lost that bunker, he was getting siege tanks being right in front, and his 2 carriers. Well, he lost 1 carrier, and this other carrier is blinded basically. So unfortunately, this is where he's dead. Well, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Yeah, so this is the scoreboard of that game. My I have enough units, but my resources was way low because I didn't concentrate on SCVs. I didn't do the in-between method.